This is David Ramirez with The Breeze TV. I'm here at 1083 Lois Lane in Southview in Harrisonburg, where there is a very large fire that has, it seems from where we're standing, claimed at least 3 buildings in the complex. Now I'm going to turn the camera, show you from where we're standing. They have us pushed a little bit far back, and it is pretty smoky, so it's hard to see at times, but from where we're standing, it looks like the fire has caused one of the buildings to completely collapse. The building next to it, to its right, to my right, the roof has caved in. It seems from where we're standing that at least 3 buildings have been affected by this fire. Again, we are at 1083 Lois Lane in Southview in Harrisonburg, Virginia. The fire department is actively trying to control the fire. From where we're standing, it seems as though the orange flames have stopped. Again, it's hard to see with the smoke and it's hard to see behind the buildings. But from where we're standing, it seems as though they've been able to control the fire enough that it's just a very large cloud of smoke at this point. Again, this is David Ramirez with The Breeze TV. 1083 Lois Lane, Southview, Harrisonburg, where a large fire has claimed at least 3 buildings in the complex. Again, we cannot see past the first 2 buildings. It is unclear if there's any damage beyond that from where we're standing. But I'll tell you, this is a very large fire. There's a lot of smoke. There's a lot of damage to those buildings. The scene here looks like at least 100 residents just standing outside, watching what's happening. On the way here, we saw a lot of residents from Southview running from class, parking their cars on the street and running towards the scene to see if their house was okay. We're getting all types of conflicting information right now, but what we can tell you from where we're standing is that this fire was devastating to these buildings. We are going to keep you updated throughout the day, tomorrow on the show as well, on all the updates that we get around here. All right, we are joined now by Caitlin Merriman, Breeze TV reporter. Caitlin, what updates have you gotten?
Yes, so I just spoke with fire officials, and they're saying that if you're a resident of 1083 in Southview Apartments, to please check their Twitter page at HFDVA. They tweeted, and they'd like to have confirmation if you are a resident here to please send them any kind of information so that they can update you. Again, that's HFDVA tweeted, and they'd like for you to connect with them if you're a resident here. That's what we know right now, and as we get updates, we will be sharing them with you.
All right, we have an update here at the fire in Southview, 1083 Lois Lane. We just got an update from the Harrisonburg Fire Department that the fire is contained. And we do have an update that all residents have evacuated and are out of the fire. There is no official update on whether pets have made it out or if there were any pets in there, but residents are saying they could not locate their pet and do not have an update on the status of them.
Coming up on Breeze TV,
we are live at the scene of yesterday's fire in Southview, bringing you the latest details of what we know.
This is Breeze TV.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Good afternoon, JMU. I'm Kent Irwin.
And I'm Caitlin Merriman. Thank you for joining us.
Yesterday, a fire broke out shortly after 12 noon in the Southview apartment complex. The fire occurred at building 1083 on Lois Lane. Responding units for the 5-alarm fire came from Harrisonburg City, Rockingham, Augusta, and Shenandoah counties. The first fire engine arrived 3 minutes after the initial 911 call was received.
Information was fire showing from an apartment. We arrived on scene. We see fire from the ground floor apartment that extended up into the attic and just coming out the roof.
Our senior reporter Sydney Jackstimer is live in Southview to show us how the scene looks today. Sydney.
Thanks, Caitlin and Ken. I'm live here in Southview on Lois Lane, and now what is behind me is what is left of apartment building 1083 on Lois Lane. Now, what we do know now in the current updates is that all residents are safe and did make it out without any harm. Unfortunately, 2 pets are confirmed dead. One pet was reunited with its owner after hiding in the bathtub on the first floor. Now, yesterday, the Southview community and JMU community were out here trying to comfort those affected. The Southview apartment fire began sometime before noon on Thursday. Residents next door became concerned when they started smelling something burning. They began checking their own apartment when they realized that the smell was coming through their open window.
We look out the window and we see about a 5-foot fire start creeping up the side of the building directly across from me. So the first thing we did was start calling 911, and we ran outside. We ran up the stairs and started knocking on every single door. And by the time we got outside, the fire had already gone up the entire siding.
Some victims to the fire are still in shock, but are trying to look at the bright side. No one was hurt.
It hasn't really hit me yet, but I just keep telling myself it's just stuff. All my roommates are out.
The JMU community and city of Harrisonburg have already started rallying together to help those affected.
I just wanted to be out here to let you all know that I'm here for you, and whatever we need to do for support, we're here to do.
If you are looking for a way to help the victims, a GoFundMe page has been started titled Help JMU Dukes in Need from a Fire. Reporting for Breeze TV in Harrisonburg, I'm Sydney Jackstimer. All right, and I'm here with first floor resident Jade McVeigh. So kind of take me through, when did you find out about the fire? What were your first steps? Kind of take me through your day yesterday.
Right, well, I wasn't home when the fire broke out, but I checked my phone and there was a bunch of text messages on it and phone calls missed. I wasn't really sure what happened. Management had called me a couple times, and as well as my mom, just to try and track down, see where I was at, make sure I wasn't caught up in the fire. But yeah, it's just heartbreaking to look at all of our possessions that we've had since we were kids, all of our textbooks, everything just completely gone in a couple hours. So it's definitely devastating.
Yeah, and what are those feelings? What are the thoughts going through your head when you found out? What are your thoughts looking at, what used to be your apartment?
Yeah, well, at first I wasn't sure how bad it was. So I drove back from home back in Nova here to check it out. And I couldn't believe that the roof was gone. It was insane, and I didn't realize how bad it was. And then when they told us that most of our items had perished, that's when I realized the seriousness of it. And I just have these clothes that I have, my backpack, my laptop, and that's it. So I've definitely been running off of donations since yesterday, and probably will be for a little while.
And now what are your future steps? Where are you staying? Do you have anything planned out? Kind of take me through that.
Right, so we're still waiting on Southview to place us somewhere where we can spend the rest of the semester. Some people have already been put into those apartments, but they're still sorting it all out. So we're not exactly sure right now. Right now we're just bunking with friends, going back home, and just still trying to figure out our next steps.
All right, thank you, Jade, for being here with me today. Now, as if you would like to help the JMU community and those affected, the community is really rallying to help them. There's a GoFundMe page which has already hit $75,000. The new goal is $100,000. If you're looking to make donations, apartment building 865 on the corner of Port Republic and Devon Lane will be taking donations. They're accepting clothing, toiletries, school supplies. Some things that are specifically needed are duffel bags and suitcases, personal care items such as straighteners, shampoo, chargers for laptops and cell phones. And Jade was telling me that there are lots of women's clothing. Let's get some men clothing. There were definitely males that lived in this apartment, so let's help with that. The cause of the fire is still unknown, and there will be an investigation happening. We will continue to update you as we learn more. Reporting for Breeze TV in Southview, I'm Sydney Jackstimer. Back to you, Caitlin and Kent.
Ken, I am just so thankful that all the residents were able to get out, and no one was hurt.
And the JMU community really got behind everybody, donating a lot of stuff. I've been in contact with other residents of that exact building, and they were saying that they've been able to either stay with friends or find other housing, and that thanks to all the donations that people have brought to Madison Union and to 865, they have enough for the next week or so. They have toiletries and clothes.
Something to get them by.
Yeah, they're really just trying to figure out though for the next
steps.
Because we're still here for a month.
Yeah.
So, but it's good now.
Yeah. 2/3 of house fire deaths are related to having smoke alarms that do not work or not having one at all. Harrisonburg Fire Department says having a working smoke detector and a plan for getting out are the first 2 steps needed to ensure safety. Smoke alarms are a necessity, and just because you have one in your home does not guarantee it's ready to go in the state of an emergency.
Testing it monthly is a great opportunity for you and your family to familiarize yourself with the sound, and then we actually tell people to replace the battery twice a year.
If you need help installing a smoke alarm or want free supplies, you can reach out to the Harrisonburg Fire Department for help.